I also know the NFL has a situation looming right now, and it's summer, so this is certainly a thing. We've alluded to it a couple times. The only reason why we haven't dove into it yet, first of all, we were awful last week when this thing was all kind of happening. But also, trying to call and get actual information about this has been very difficult. I would say that from my own point of view. I know a lot of people on both sides of this. Nobody's saying anything about anything, basically. I think there's people that aren't in necessarily the home office in the NFLPA that are like, we don't know. And also, I don't think we're allowed to even act like there's a lot. I think there's something very big happening with the NFL and the NFLPA with Collusion, where the executive director of the NFLPA, potentially in a consulting firm for the NFL. Like, there is a lot going on here. But I think whenever old buddy here was hired to become the head of the NFLPA, there was some sort of legal thing happening somewhere else as well. So it feels like that does happen with this particular gentleman a couple different times. But the NFLPA people, whenever they voted him in, Lloyd Hout, were like, he's great for us. Like, he's good for us. And it felt like there was a very positive reaction to how he was leading, and I think a lot of people liked him. So then I think a lot of people potentially blindsided by this potentially being a thing. So I think there's a lot more questions right now than there are answers. And I think there's an actual investigation happening potentially into it all. I don't know if that's by their own parties, if that's by an outside source, who's doing the invest. But I just know that this is a real thing that's happening, and I have no clue what it is because I've not been able to get to the bottom of it. I think there's a lot of headlines, there's a lot of things being talked about, but I don't know the actuality of what's going on, which is why we have not addressed it. To be clear, I am somebody who has not been easy on the NFLPA, and I don't think I've been easy on the NFL. I think I view myself as a business person, even though people, see me as a big dumb doofus. I and the NFLPA have had a lot of disagreements on how money is being managed, what deals are being signed, how much licensing percentages are going where, how they treat the players, how they act to players, where money's going, how many people are employed by the NFLPA, how many people need, so many questions about the NFLPA. I actually didn't even sign up for the NFLPA, I think, like the last 2 years of my career because I didn't want to sit in the meetings because anytime I'm in a meeting, it's just like, that's bullshit. What you just said there, that's bullshit. And it's at the end of a long day. I don't need to hold up everybody's day. Okay, so that is literally my relationship with the NFLPA. It's not a good one. Never has been a good one. And on the other side of the NFL, it's like, we had to be able to negotiate a better deal with the NFL. And why is everything an absolute war? It's like, well, because that's how DeMaurice Smith was. Now, this guy I don't think was the exact same way. So hopefully for the betterment of ball, this isn't a bunch of real shit, because anytime you get turmoil like this, then you get disagreements, then you get bad business, and that's bad for all of us. I think each side needs to know that they need each other and they need to work together. But if there's collusion and fraud, like all these things that are getting thrown out there, like that's not good for relationship between NFL and NFLPA.
Well, and that's what's weird, like when you say like how when he first got the job, like they were excited about it and like, hey, this is going to be a good situation. Like all that previous stuff, like that whether they're allegations or like it was actually happening, the PA was aware of that. It's not like this stuff all came out after he got the job. So, I mean, I suppose maybe you knew that something could happen, but yeah, this whole situation is crazy.
Who started the investigation? Like, who said, "Hey, we're going to investigate the PA," and who, or did they say? Are they saying we're hiring a third party so we get in front of this? Like, what is?
I talked to multiple people yesterday, and I've never had this reaction from anybody.
Yeah.
Like,
what did they say?
Same.
They don't know.
It was like we don't know, and also we're not allowed to really
in the dark. Okay.
Yeah. Like,
wild. They all want
it's
gag
like
orders or whatever.
It's like a very It feels like they all think it could be, but they also think it could not. Like
could just be nothing.
Feels like everybody's out of the loop.
Yeah, the biggest issue for me as a former player, and even if I was a player, if there was some type of backdoor agreement that the players weren't aware of, or even like the player reps weren't necessarily aware of, that would be a big issue. The quote-unquote collusion between the owners, I don't think that would take anybody by surprise after the Watson deal came out. Like, yeah, they probably had conversations. This is what they do, the one per club meeting. That wouldn't surprise anybody involved in football, watches football, know anything about the National Football League. But the two sides maybe in secret doing some shit shady, that will be an issue. Now, I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on here, but I'm sure at some point somebody will get to the bottom of it. We'll have some more shit to talk about.
Tagliabue was before Goodell.
Yep.
I guess he had a great relationship with the NFLPA, right?
I think
there was a guy
felt pretty good.
Who's Gene
Upshaw?
Upshaw was running the NFLPA, right? Yeah, I think they had like a very good relationship, like such a good relationship that I think there was like people thought this was the case, but it was like I think they got along pretty well. My understanding, because I was always like, why do we hate the NFL? Like, why are we walking in negotiations just like Like, that's not.
Let's do this.
How do we?
They need us. We need them.
In my eyes, that has not been the easiest way to do business. Now, don't be scared to put this up if you have to, but I don't think the entry conversation should be, we're ready to fucking kill you. Like, I don't think that should be the first combo. I think if we get to the end, you can do it. So I always ask those questions. They said, well, the union in the NFL used to have a good relationship, and then there was a bunch of people that thought maybe it was too good a relationship, and then you go the other, then the lockout happens, and then it's like,
it doesn't have to be. They don't have to have a bad relationship
either. I don't think
Look
so.
at the NHL.
Yeah, look at the other CBAs. Exactly. The NHL, the NBA, like they're getting those done years in advance. You would assume that's because their relationship is really good.
What's going on in the? I talked to Mr. Boras.
Yeah.
Scott Boras yesterday.
He runs.
The MLB has pretty good setup for their players. Feels like.
Yeah.
Feels like it's pretty good setup for the players.
Especially if you're rep by him.
He looked awesome.
Yeah.
Slicked back.
He's been
hair.
running the show forever.
Long
For
time.
a long time.
Slicked back hair, clean.
Yeah.
No, not a single button down shirt. Okay, top couple loose, tucked in the jeans, tailored to his legs. Jeans tailored to his legs. Sick Cole Haan looking shoes. And then he just looks so cool. Then he turned around, I shook his hand, I congratulated him on cornering a market, like an entire league. Like, that's not something that just happens. Your name is synonymous with great deals for players. Congratulations. And then, boom, we got right into a 10 to 15-minute conversation about MLB players, collective bargaining, the deals, negotiations, where baseball was, where baseball is, everything. You're just talking about an onslaught of information coming out of this guy's head. I'm like, Jesus. Why don't you come over to the NFL? Why don't you come over to the players or whatever? Because he has ideas, obviously, for all these other leagues. You know, I would assume that he has prognosticated on what the other leagues need to do because he's kind of done what he's done for the players in the majors. It was a crazy combo. It was like very enlightening. It was like, holy shit, this guy just gave me a lot of game right now. We were, I don't want to say we were boozed up, but we had a couple Ty Schmitz down at that point.
Certainly.
And we were standing in like a circle in the club area, and he just broke down the entire business to me. And Ty were like, holy shit, thank you for that, man. Can't wait to talk to you. And me and Ty walked away. It was like, that guy just broke down the entire fucking MLB to us or whatever. And it was just like literally cheers to our drinks. I'm like, all right, we'll get the hell out of here. I don't know if I can change anything, brother, but I appreciate it. It was, they got a good setup. The NFLPA and the NFL, I don't know.
You basically talk to both sides for baseball. You talk to the commish.
Yeah.
You talk to Scott. So what's the chance you think a salary cap actually happens in MLB?
I think there's no chance. I think there is. That's going to be a tough one. Toothpaste is already out of the tube.
Yeah, bingo.
Just kind of go. This is just like the NIL. Like, I don't know how they're going to stop this. I don't know how they stop the freight train. I have no idea how you do it. Because anytime you stop money from going to somebody or a group of people, there's going to be a lot. That's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Especially whenever it's a lot of money. So it's like, I think it's going to be tough to put a salary cap onto it. Now, granted, it sounds like for the good of baseball and the system of baseball and all that shit, there's going to be a big push for it. And I would assume for the state of baseball, there's probably a lot of need for it, I would assume. But it's going to be tough to get everybody to in on that. Like, I don't think you're going to get it.
They literally canceled a season of hockey over that issue. It was the salary cap was the main concern, and they lost an entire season to it. So that's the kind of damage you're talking about. Like, if like the commissioner and owners really want to try and force it through, and they're all on the same page on it, and I don't know that they are, but if they are, that's the kind of outcome you could.
And the owners can sway the public opinion. The owners always win the public opinion because the owners are going to be there long after these players.
Yep.
Remember, these spoiled millionaires are just here for a couple years. We're going to be here for the city forever. You know, these guys are lucky to wear our uniform, represent our city. We're a pillar of the community. This is what we're giving them. Think about if this was you. Think about walking into your house, telling your family, this is what you're being on. This is what these spoiled athletes are being on. That's what they do around every CBA negotiation. They get those things out through journalists on TV who have their sources coming from one side of the negotiation and be like, my sources are telling me that the NFL is offering up all the good things of the deal. Bang, da, 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 bang, da.
Yep.
And then the players have never. The players have never
come out. No,
players don't have that like built-in years and years of
PR.
Legacy media to push your narrative through the media because players come and go so much. The PA is around, but players don't have that relationship with the insiders that maybe, hey, here's a nice little pup. This is the great things we're doing. They don't have to tell them, hey, make the players look terrible, make us look good. It just naturally happens.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also maybe the players don't think that is a focus. Players of all leagues need to understand that is a very important role. The outside pressure is literally what makes deals happen in
Yes.
this particular situation. So it's like
a lot of people don't know the difference between a strike and a lockout too. Like we got locked out in the NFL. People are, oh, you guys strike. Like it's not us, but they lock.
We were
the
not
doors.
picketing, brother.
They lock the doors and say you can't come in. I think some people don't even understand the difference in that.
I was not allowed to talk to people that worked for the Colts during the entire time. We were not even allowed to text each other.
We had to get okay, so that came out. We won the Super Bowl when I was in Green Bay, and then we got locked out in March. We had to get like a special exemption to have our ring ceremony. So we all flew back in June to Green Bay, got our Super Bowl rings, and then had to leave.
You were
right
allowed
away.
to talk to each other.
Yeah, technically you're allowed. I think they maybe even said something like, oh, you can't be talking ball. I'm like, oh, yeah, we were trying to talk ball. Come here and get our Super Bowl rings, not just drink 15 drinks and get our rings and be excited and celebrate together. But there was like a special thing for us just to get together and do that.
Yeah, no talking to each other, okay? We're not friends in this entire thing. Also, no insurance from us. You guys are going to have to figure that out yourself.
Get some Cobra.
Okay, get Cobra. Yeah, you better start saving. This thing could be a long time.
War chest.
Do you guys have more money or do we have more money? We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And that was the NFL's entire plan was like, these guys will run out of money. They'll have to get a deal. That was literally their strategy. It was like, these guys are going to run dry. They're going to start complaining. And when they do that, then we get a deal done. And it's like, as players, you're never going to be able to keep up with them if that's the case, which is why I don't think you should try to get into a pissing match with billionaires. I think you should try.
The only power you have as a player is to sit out, is to strike. That's like the threat of missing games to the owners. That's the only, and players don't want to miss. Your career's too short. I don't want to miss a game. I don't want to miss 5 games.